So since COVID, a lot has changed, not only due to that public health crisis, but many other disruptions. But the ones that stand out, at least in the new school context, are the COVID health crisis, the labor strikes that were prolonged, and numerous leadership changes, and then the last year, the eruption of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. I started collaborating with Anne Gaines on a project last spring called Pedagogy of Care. This project was a response to what we were seeing on campus and asking the question of, like, where does pedagogy and higher ed have to shift given what we're seeing in terms of the disruptive environment? So this project really is asking the questions like, it's assuming, or at least I'm assuming, that we're failing to some extent as educators, because what I'm seeing a lot is a kind of either binary thinking where people are very polarized, both within the faculty and between faculty, students, and students themselves. And so this project is really meant to sort of engage faculty in the question of, what needs to change so that we can be more effective educators, with a particular focus, I think, on, how do we protect plural thinking. The big theme that interests a lot of our students is questions around, which is such an important set of issues in society today, is the sort of increasing sort of fragility of relationships in society, with urbanization and, the kind of work culture, the stress culture, the sort of unraveling of community and family, and where people live far from their families, usually, at least in the States. There's an incredible sense of isolation, loneliness, and mental health issues. To learn and appreciate everyone we're working with or we're learning with, et cetera. And there has to be more space for that relational part and that sort of uncovering and curiosity about each other so that we can better work together. And I started experimenting in the CareLab course in the use of social practice art, or so art in general, sort of performance, both movement, theater, visual arts, poetry, music, as methods that bring groups together in a new form of appreciation and joy and fun, and, so that they want to work together, so that they want to deepen their relationships, etc. And that's been a real revelation for me. The traditional design arc it has its limitations, in that if we're meant to be designing for outcomes or for futures that are, of a certain quality, just, sustainable, equitable, etc., so much of this rests on sort of creating outcomes or design outcomes that are deeply connected to human beings. And I don't think that we are investing enough time, both from a teaching perspective and also in the design process, to build deep understanding in and with communities we work with. I think that there's much more that has to be done to build caring conditions in the design process so that the outcomes really do achieve just sustainable and equitable futures.